Flying cavalry sounds cool, but is it actually good in real fights? Let's break down one of the most rare combos in Call of Dragons, and whether it's just a fluff or real PvP firepower. Let's start with the basics. What exactly these two bring on the table when paired together? I think most of the people are familiar with Forondil. He was presented long time ago. Of course, the new players are still learning this generation 2, so you're not going to have him in the season 1. But most of the players are familiar that this is the only flying cavalry hero present in Call of Dragons. So everybody are looking to somehow get advantage of this hero, you know, to boost their egos. And by speaking about the egos, the people who are building the flying cavalry is from Springwarden, the only flying cavalry in Call of Dragons. So short overview over the Forondil is doing some skill damage and also inflict cowardice. Any normal attack launched automatically miss for can go up to 3 seconds. I think this is a very decent spell, especially this 3 seconds. It gives some, you know, some time the hero is increasing the survivability with couple words. Defense penetration can go up to 10%. Here is depending is it commander or not. When serving as commander, march speed 16% can go up to 20%. Very important because when we go to the Bahorn, we're going to see what he's also bringing from this point of march speed. And damage deal can go up to 10%. Now normally for Forondil Bahorn, I prefer Forondil to be the captain. The main reason is he's having the skill talent tree. Most likely you're going to hit a single target. Even if you surround this legion that you're striking with couple egos, with couple words, oh my god, you're going to get, you know, extra damage over the target, but still control talent tree is applying some debuffs that is in extra for the single target. And most of the cavalry is flying cavalry is a single target. Maybe exception is a Crack. I think Crack is absolutely crazy hero for the flying cavalry with his rage skill that is hitting couple legions, but this is a topic for, you know, other video. And also what else is giving? Legion get attack bonus upon entering the battle, extra 40% every 20 seconds. This bonus get reduced by 5%. So Forondil is pretty much boosting the egos by a lot. Really nice hero. But on the other side, what is Bahorn actually giving? It's giving rage skill damage, okay, it's like 1000, which for me personally at this state, even though this hero is actually generation 2, you know, generation 2, I'm used to get generation 4. So the skill damage for me look personally low, but maybe for generation 2 it's a decent one. And what else is giving? Attack resistance, attack bonus, march speed bonus, ignoring 4% of the enemy attack on the field. Flying legions, since you know you're going to use Forondil Bahorn with your eagles, is getting 4% attack and 8% march speed. Now you already have like 20% from Forondil. This is if you make, you know, Forondil, if you level this spell. Everything here, I'm looking like the best you can actually get, since, you know, I cannot actually speak for level 1 and you have this level 5, you know. So yeah, it's giving march speed bonus and attack bonus can get extra 10%. Here is interesting, defense bonus can go to 10% and cavalry unit damage deal bonus 6%. We also have this spell upon taking damage. Legion lose a 50 rage, deals damage to the target legion, damage factor 100, and get resistance damage taken minus some percentage for 5 seconds, which is a very good, especially if you're running only Forondil with Bahorn and somebody target you. Effect can be triggered once every 15 seconds. And the final one, which I think is more for marksman cavalry spell, and this is, you know, fire once after casting X-House Flames. Legion get normal attack critical rate 30% for 5 seconds. This actually reminds me of the Husk and his Awakening that can go up to 30% the critical rate, but we're talking here about the Bahorn. So from this point, he's giving the march speed bonus, giving some attack, some things for survivability, like Legion ignores some percentage of the enemy attack, and damage deals bonus. So from first look, maybe if you go with Eagles, this is going to be a decent combo. Now, if you want me to compare Forondil Bahorn with Forondil Thea, just let me know in the comments below. But so far, this is the things these two heroes are bringing on the table. And I have a question: have you ever used Bahorn in the PvP, or do you just bench him? Let me know in the comments below, because I personally benched him. I didn't even get him, this bad boy, even though he's having the skill talent tree, which for mages is going to be very nice. But still, I don't see enough reasons to get this hero. Now that we know what they can do, let's see how Bahorn supports Forondil in the real PvP situation. So what happens when you drop this flying cavalry march? Well, honestly, if you go around the map, you're going to have pretty decent march speed. We already talk about this. You're going to have like 40% more march speed. With eagles that have a march speed, this is going to be absolutely perfect. But if you build these two heroes together, what is going to happen on the battlefield is you may actually make this legion way more fast from the rest of the legions, because by default Bahorn is 20% march speed and Forondil is extra 20%. This is like 40% more march speed. So from the talents, even though that I didn't actually put, I actually put something here. I don't play with Forondil. This is maybe from back in the days what I actually put here. Maybe you have to take out all of the march speed if you want to make a good synchronization between your flying legions. And we know now for the range legions it's extremely important, the synchronization. Now imagine for the cavalry one. Cavalry have to be like plus minus 1 to 3% at best. They have to be definitely working together. This is giving pretty decent march speed, so the synchronization there is going to be a little challenge if you want to play with multiple Eagles legions. But at the same time, if you go only with these two heroes, I think you can actually get some good success. But where you can actually get success with the flying cavalry is maybe most of the time just killing gathering heroes, maybe if you catch some AFK legion, but it's extremely dangerous to go with one legion. But still, back in the days, I remember I was playing with one alliance. I don't remember the name quite well, but one of the top players there was actually with cavalry, with the flying cavalry. I think cavalry maybe is going to be one of the best troops for free-to-play players. Just an example, most of the people say it's a mages. I still think the mages is the best troop, but from point of merits and what I see from other players, I no wonder people asking, is Forondil good with Bahorn? Because a lot of people are running cavalry legions, and especially right now cavalry legions become a hot item, but it's not actually from Spring Warden. If you check the fractions, Spring Warden, yeah, is giving this flying forest eagles, but in the same time, my personal opinion, we're going to go over this, but my personal opinion, League of Warden and Wilderburg is one idea better if you want to go with cavalry. And if you're enjoying the breakdown so far, don't forget to hit that like button. Every like helps push this content to more Call of Dragons players. And drop a comment with your thoughts about flying cavalry. Do you think they're actually useful in PvP? Okay, they're actually useful, but can be a game changer in PvP? Now let's compare Bahorn to the other flying heroes. This is where the things are getting interesting. So we have Bahorn, we already checked the Bahorn. Now other hero that I can actually suggest is Greg. Greg is, in my opinion, way better from Bahorn, especially if you're striking multiple legions. Damage factor is pretty decent, and also some splash. It don't have the rest of... Okay, maybe Greg is... Maybe I can put him on one place with Bahorn, to be honest, because he's having engineering, something that, you know, is not very helpful in the fight. But what is the main purpose of the flying cavalry? Let's start from there. The main purpose of the flying cavalry, in my opinion, is using the cavalry. I mean, okay, let's use the word eagles. To use eagles going around the map using multiple legions, it can be with Atius, it can be with Thea, it can be with Craig. But the main power of these legions is actually the numbers and catching out of guard the enemy. So in my opinion, any hero you pick, and that is a flying one, is going to do a good job. Also, Frygar is a good hero. There is all the flying heroes you can combine and actually build these flying eagles legions. But Bahorn, I think, is one idea better. But yeah, I'm not quite sure cavalry is for Spring Warden, even though that is actually the fraction with the most cavalry. And of course, I have a question for you guys. Would you run 3 wire marches if you could, or do you stick to the ground power? But what really makes or break this combo? The right artifact. Artifacts can change everything. Here is what I would suggest from point of artifacts. Now, obviously, I'm not going to have all the cavalry artifacts, but I think Kingslayer is a pretty decent artifact that you can run. Sorwan's Blade, I don't think so, and I'm going to explain why. Just because it's giving Legion march speed. So if you want to have a second flying Eagles Legion, you better use Sorwan Blade. So like this, you're going to at least a little compensate for the march speed that Bahorn and Forondil is going to have. So this one maybe is not going to be a good pick for Forondil and Bahorn, but Kingslayer is definitely a good artifact. maybe this is the artifact that I would suggest. It's just going to be the Kingslayer. And I honestly don't have many of the cavalry artifacts. We also have Spring Blade. Spring Blade is also very good artifact. It's doing some AoE damage and pretty decent amount of damage. The other one is Wolf Hoof Horn, which I think is mostly for AoE damage dealers. Just because when the cavalry hero commander launches a rage skill, damage targets legion get bleed, deals damage every seconds for 3 seconds. So if you're hitting, like you see here, even on the video is Urak there, that is hitting multiple legions. This is more for AoE, basically for Urak with couple words, or maybe Alistar. So I think Kingslayer is going to fit perfectly for this combo. And of course I have a question for you guys. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite cavalry artifact now and why? And of course let me know in the comments what artifacts you run with flying cavalry. Now let's talk about pets. This is where your march can really get spicy. You're sleeping on pets if you don't think they matter. Here's the best fit for this setup. Best pets for Bahorn plus Forondil. And this is Berserk pet. Currently I don't have this pet, but this is the pet that is perfectly fitting for this combo. Now here's the thing. You have to have pets that can fly, okay? So yeah, I think from what I speak with one of the best performing cavalry players in the game, they suggest me the Berserk Firedrake is going to be the best fit for Forondil and Bahorn. Even here is pointed Forondil. Now from point of skills I can make a separate video. I just don't want to make this video longer, but they're close builds. I mean, every pet have close builds. There is some exceptions where for some pets you just take like 4 skills and use other 4 skills from normally how this pet is built for some other combo. But yeah, for the best pet for Forondil and Bahorn is Berserk Firedrake. And let me know in the comments below which pet do you use for your Forondil or flying marches. Alright, we have looked over the synergies, support, comparison, artifacts and pets. Let's get into my personal verdict over this combo. My personal opinion over this combo is just this combo maybe is going to be good for season 1 and maybe season 2. The main reason is people are still going to farm. And even if you strike a farming heroes, the game just makes the things very hard for people who is gathering, killing some donkeys on the battle. But some people are making couple legions with eagles. So like this they can surround, do more damage over the specific legion that they pick, and the things become one idea more easy. But it's extremely easy these legions to get, kill it. Also you have to pay attention. You have to spend time, especially for the flying one. So far I think we're in the stage of Call of Dragons where everything is actually ground power. Back in the days, yeah, you can go with the Teostea, kill some gathering heroes, maybe you can, strike something else, some AFK legion, and you're still sitting on top of some mountains or something like this, but I'm not quite sure the Flying Eagles is good for endgame. This is, just my personal opinion. I know the question is Forondil and Bahorn any good? But I'm going for the roots of this whole comparison, and yeah, my personal opinion is not that great flying cavalry. The things that decide how the things is going to be the outcome of the KVK is mages, infantry, marksmen, and ground cavalry. But still, I think it's going to be a good combo if you're, if you have eagles and you want to play eagles. I see many people who is making decent amount of parries just by going with eagles around the map, but it's getting more and more hard, especially in the top performing alliances. You can easily get catched. People are making even traps, and I even make a trap when I put something on on the mine. For example, I put Lilia Velen in the mine when I send something to Gutter, and yeah, the AoE damage over the cavalry is pretty decent. Sometimes people are just going outside and maybe putting one legion in this mine, and you get they see you coming with the flying legions. I have made this thing many times, and they put some infantry inside, and when you strike the infantry you get swarmed. You get directly from the castle swarmed. So it's a little dangerous game. You cannot just leave your flying cavalry going somewhere. You have to always pay attention. This is consuming a lot of time. You can make merits, but it's consuming a lot of time, and you can fool your hospital very, very fast. Now, still people are going to ask a lot of questions about the Bahorn. Is again pretty this type of heroes that, yeah, it's overall, and if I have to say overall hero, this is the most overall hero, the hero that no one know where this hero should belong. That's why I didn't actually invest in him, because he is very marksman related, because I don't care about the critical rate from my mages. In the same time, he's doing some AoE damage that, at the same time, I need AoE damage from my mages. He's having a skill talent tree, but, you know, this is my personal opinion. Let me know your opinion in the comments below, especially for Bahorn. Do you use him? How you use him? Are you a mage main? Are you a marksman main? Cavalry main? Infantry main? I don't think this hero is going to be good for infantry, but still, share your opinion in the comments below. And of course, I have a question. Do you agree this combo is that niche down, or have you actually had a success with the real fights with this combo? And if you like this kind of honest breakdown, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It really helps to grow the channel and keep you updated with every new guild guide I make for Call of Dragons. So this video is going to be short. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget, yeah, like, subscribe, become a member. If you want to support the channel, I make a shout out for my members. And I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.